So we're off now for the men's 10,000. Plenty of Victorian singlets there. Who's going to be the state to take them down? Perhaps the New South Welshmen. There's plenty of light blue out there. I'll take us through our entries. 43 of them. So wearing hip number 1, Shane Draper of Victoria, Ian Cameron of Queensland, Peter Lydon of Tasmania, Bruce Graham of ACT, Marcus Kuripko of Victoria, Jeff Gray of ACT, Pramesh Prasad from Victoria, Peter Russian of Victoria, Joseph Campisi of Victoria, Jim Hopkins of Victoria, Alvin Johns of Tasmania, Tim Norton of Victoria, Paul Scott Taylor of Western Australia, Yassine Bellabed of Victoria, Andrew Edwards of Victoria, Greg Wilson of Victoria, Rob Petrie of Victoria, Warren McVeigh of Victoria, Jose Cavallo of New South Wales, David Chung of Victoria, Robert Gunn of Tasmania, Michael Bishop of Victoria, Norman Workman of Victoria, Joshua David Durno of Tasmania, Ian Newey of Victoria, John Zelenzinko of Victoria, Paul Earl of Victoria, Antonio Galani of Victoria. So 80 seconds for our first 400. 320k pace for the men up there. Nice big group. But continuing with our entrants, we have EJ Davey of New South Wales, Ron Schwiebel of New South Wales, Russell Johnson of South Australia, Gary Murphy and Luke Goodman of Victoria, David Riches of New South Wales, Roger Pilkington of ACT, Damien Meyer of New South Wales, Sean Crichton of ACT, Shane Hutchinson of ACT, Ian Fuchs of Victoria, Brian Mackey of New South Wales, David O'Brien of Tasmania, Thanuj Kumar Krishna of Malaysia, and Christopher Warsnop of Victoria. So, as it's taken 600 metres for me to read out the entire start list. Good to see such a big field of athletes in this 10K, and good to see a nice group working together as well. So it looks to be one of our Tasmanians leading, throwing it down to the Victorians. Tim Norton, he's sitting comfortably in second. He's looking very comfortable. His pace would feel pretty relaxed for him right now. So Joshua David of Tasmania is our leader. Tim Norton in second. Bruce Graham sitting in there as well in hip number 34. David Riches, Sean Crichton there as well with one of his ACT teammates. And even just behind that group looks to be a couple of groups establishing themselves early on. That's what we want to see, because 25 laps around the track is a long way. 3.5 minutes, so bang on 35-minute pace. Tim Norton moving up to the front. Just taking over a little bit of work from Joshua David Durno. So the question will be, will Norton sit here and work with the pack, or will he get after it and try to cement his national title early on? Crichton in third, looking very comfortable. Former open record holder at this event, so certainly one to watch out for. Very exciting to see him back on the track. So all three of these athletes looking comfortable. Norton to Graham to Crichton. Then just trying to get back on Durno of Tasmania. Krishna of Malaysia just behind there. So interesting to see if we get a little group of those working together. A nice little pack back here too, led by Petrie. Also in that group, Hutchinson of ACT. So plenty of ACT athletes in this 10,000 today. I'm sure that Sean Crichton's had a little bit of influence there. Good to see the states getting some big numbers. Plenty of Victorian athletes in this, so which state's going to be the one to knock them off? So that K split just a little bit quicker, 3:27 through that K. So Norton still leading this group. Crichton and Graham just there. Durno as well. So Durno of Tasmania, Norton, they'll be duking it out for the national crown in the 35 to 39-year-old age group. Graham and Crichton, they're in separate age groups. So in this group of four, I'd say it's likely we see 3 national champions crowned. But bragging rights are on the line. And I'm sure the competitive juices of these athletes will be flowing all throughout this 10K. So Norton looking around, maybe signalling some of the others to take on a bit of work. Crichton could be putting his hand up here to do some of that. But Norton looking very comfortable. So a good little group of 3 actually. They're not too far behind our leaders. So Tunaj of Malaysia, he's leading that group. This group of 4, we got Victoria, Tasmania, 2ACT leading the way. So Graham leading, Crichton behind them. Durno of Tasmania sitting in 3rd. Norton looking very chilled out and relaxed in that backwards cap. Maybe he wants to go around. He's happy to attack on the bend. So that K just a little bit slower. 3:34. As we see the group starting to bunch up again. So Graham, Crichton, Norton, Durno. 17 to go for the group of 4. Yep. Graham doing some of the leading. Norton maybe moved up just a little bit. So Shane Draper, the other Victorian master, just sitting in 3rd. Right behind Krishna. So Draper, leader of that 45 to 49-year-old age group. So Petrie still leading that group. Hutchinson of ACT in there as well. So Crichton now taking over some of the leading. Good to see him helping out his ACT teammate there. So he's got them right back on that 3:30 pace. So 35 minutes is what these men are on track for at the moment. So it looks as if that lead 3 group might ever so slightly be trying to stretch that band as they string out a little bit. Durno of Tasmania just hanging on. That's what he's done. Good running by Durno to get on the back of that group. So Crichton to Graham to Norton to Durno. So the pace, I think, starting to pick up here. 81 seconds through that lap. So in this second pack, leading will be David Richards. Draper there as well. So too Krishna. So it looks as if Tim Norton injecting a little bit of pace. Like he's trying to open up that gap. Crichton going with him, and he's bringing his teammate Graham along with him. So group of 3 at the moment. Are over halfway as well. So Norton and Crichton look like they're starting to break away a little bit. So a race of 4 soon turned into a race of 3, into a race of 2. So you can see Norton trying to open up the stride now, but he's not shaking off Crichton. And for good reason, Crichton, very classy runner over the 10,000. So 66 seconds that lap. Norton's trying to inject a little bit of pace. Crichton going with him. And for those runners in the 800, we are running about 20 minutes behind at the moment. So I anticipate we should have the first of the 800s kicking off at 12:45. So just running about 20 minutes behind this circular track at this stage. But with a kilometre to go now, Norton starting to pull away, although Crichton did start to eat into that deficit. But 3 metres turning into about 4, into about 5 at the moment. So Norton looking like he's made the move here. So some great running from Tim Norton here. That's a 74 second that lap. So he's gone 78, 76, 74. That's how he's shaken off Crichton here. So fabulous running from Tim Norton. He had that group he was able to work with early. Share a bit of the load. Stay comfortable, bide his time. And looking very smooth at the moment. Crichton still looking strong as well. This has been a fantastic run from Sean Crichton. So 200 to go. 33.15. 33.20 for Crichton. So I suspect we'll see both of these athletes under 34 minutes. This is tremendous running. So Tim Norton now on the home straight. Lengthening out Crichton 2 on the home straight. Can we see Crichton get under 34 minutes? I think we will. But fantastic running from Tim Norton. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for him. An astounding run, 33.49. Crichton coming home to 33.52. Great running from the two of those men. But out on the back straight with 200 to go, Bruce Graham of ACT. So Graham, he'll take out the gold medal in the 55 to 59-year-old age group. Crichton taking out the gold in the 50 to 54 age group. So as Bruce Graham of ACT moves out into lane 3, and he's finishing strong as well. He's going to be just a tick over 35 minutes. That's superb running. 35.17 for Bruce Graham. And then also a great run from Joshua Durno of Tasmania. He was in that early group with Crichton, Norton and Graham. So Joshua David Durno of Tasmania. He'll finish in 4th place and take out the silver medal for the 35 to 39-year-old age group.